Our first guest today is anti-racism educator and community activist Sherri Darlene. The Justice for Lives book club is one of her initiatives. A lot of education about racism and a lot of things coming up in the next little while, Sherri.
Yes, we have a lot of wonderful things happening with Justice for Black Lives. We are now an official partnership with the Niagara Falls Public Library. And as I mentioned to you in our previous interviews, I didn't want to touch the book White Fragility and just have one book club meeting on it because I feel like it's such an important read. So now that COVID's hopefully in the rearview mirror, we are going to do a book discussion, which is we're going to go through this book chapter by chapter because I do believe it's a very important read. So we're really excited about that to be happening.
It's such a great book as well because I think if I look at her thesis, it's really about systemic racism.
Yes.
It's about racism being a part of our system.
Yes.
And I could say, well, hey, I'm not a racist.
Right.
But does that change anything?
Yes, that's why I am such a big fan of this book because it really does break down and you are able to identify whether you hold that ideology or not. Your socialization environment as you were coming up as a white man, it was there. It was, when you turned on your TV, everybody you saw in a commercial was white people.
Right.
All your superheroes were white. All, little girls' princesses were, white. So all of those things aided in that idea of supremacy without you even knowing it. And some people knew it, but most people, the majority of people, were just oblivious because it was the norm.
Are you feeling that right now white people are a little bit more open to discussing these items?
I do. I think there's a real line down the middle, but we actually have the ears and the eyes, and there's some that just refuse, and we got to leave them where they're at. But there's also a huge percentage that want to, be a part of being an active ally. They want to be a part of changing this system. We cannot, everybody says the system's broke. The system is not broke. If you go back in history and you look, this system was designed to operate like this. They update it, they keep it current because time changes. So we have finally willing eyes, ears that want to hear, and we have to pounce on this opportunity because accurate education is our only way out of this.
And institutions need to step up as well. When you look at White Fragility, this book club is going to go through the book chapter by chapter.
Yes.
Is it a multi-week group of sessions?
Once a month.
Once a month?
We're going to meet once a month. We're going to alternate between the McBain Center and I think the Victoria Avenue location. And we're really just going to sit down and I want to hear from white people. I want to dissect this book with you because what I read, I knew that there was some controversy with the book, and what I read was white people felt like, we were making them feel bad and we were, putting the blame on them. And one of the big problems with anti-racism education when we come up against a person like that is we have to remove that responsibility for that individual. Like it's not you know what I mean?
Right.
It's like you said, she is identifying a system that a lot of people either refuse to, acknowledge is there or just don't want to see.
Well, it's not going to change until everybody demands change.
Exactly.
Not just black activists like yourself.
Exactly. We need active allies.
You are doing something called Cultural Boxes during Black History Month?
We are. I'm also chair of the Niagara Falls Anti-Racism Committee. We worked pretty hard. We're a pretty new committee, so it was, baby steps, but we've gotten to the swing of things, and come February, we are introducing the Culture Box, which is a box of age-appropriate books from K to grade 8. Each box will come nicely wrapped with a little note in it from the Anti-Racism Committee. These are books that I would have never found at my school and my library. There was never any representation of, my people, my culture book, like to open a book or pull a book and see a little black girl on the cover who, enjoys cooking. It's something just as simple as that. But when you don't see representation of yourself your whole entire life, everywhere you go, it's not a good thing. and we're so excited that the schools are accepting of this. We want to get the kids excited about it, and we're hoping to grow this over the years.
It's a great idea. You mentioned something about a survey from Western University. What is that all about?
Yes, Western University has reached out to me. They are doing a survey on racism in the Niagara region. They're a little disappointed at the numbers. They are trying to get the Black community to come out. We realize it's a little bit time consuming, but we are desperately wanting our Black community to reach out, take the survey, take a minute, because this is their olive branch. Even if it's late, the bottom line is it's happening. And if we want things to change, we have to do things like this, because we have people at a table willing to do the right thing. This has been a problem. So when you ask us to do a survey and we don't jump up to go do it, they have to understand that there's a gap. You got to meet us somewhere.
And that data is important, collecting the data.
That data is important. They will use that data to implement programs to change what's happening in Niagara Falls, to upgrade their curriculums in schools. That's what that data is going to be used for. So that's why it's so important.
Sherri, thank you so much for coming. Can we make a date that you come back in a month or so?
100%.